pathways with a tribute and a title, Where Are You Better Off, Mexico or the USA? With a 7 to 9 minute speech, please welcome Howard Heinemann. Where are you better off, Mexico or the USA?
Okay.
Howard.
Okay, one moment. Technical difficulties here. Here we are. In Mexico, the amigo country, presiding officer, ladies and gentlemen. The drinking age for 18, or for alcohol is 18, and 5 grams of cannabis per Homo sapiens has been legal nationwide since 2009. This is why one of those Mexican soldiers, the 14 Mexican soldiers who inadvertently drove across the international bridge on the Texas side in El Paso from Juarez, had some cannabis on him in late September 2021. He was assessed a civil penalty by the Border Patrol. No word on discipline from this faux pas from their commanding officer, and they may be patronized or they may not be patronized. The legal age for tobacco use is 18. Unlike California, where it was raised a few years ago to 21, 18 with a military ID. Mexico formally abolished the death penalty in 2006. The last military execution for the murder of and insubordination to a commanding officer was in 1961. The last civil execution was in the state of Sonora in 1957, also for murder. Mexico does, and I'm not patronizing you, allow private firearms ownership contrary to popular belief. Many thanks to a YouTuber called QRuPaul for Quintana Roo, the Mexican state in the Yucatan, which is not quite showing up on my map, where this retired Orlando, Florida police officer lives with his wife, Linda, for this information. One may own, that is keep, weapons up to 9mm or 38 caliber. You are allowed in Mexico 10 firearms per civilian. This is apportioned to 9 long guns, and a civilian is also allowed 1 pistol, which may also up to 9mm or 38 caliber. You can even legally import a gun as a non-resident if you have an invitation from a local hunting club. I actually know people have done this in Baja California Norte. 10mm and above are reserved for the police and the military, plus fully automatic weapons. I personally know that the Mexican Army uses a 30 caliber Browning automatic rifle. This is a full machine gun developed during World War I. This was in Llanos on Highway 2 at a Mexican Army checkpoint in northern Chihuahua, which is the largest state in Mexico in northern Mexico that borders Texas, which you can see in the map. Think something right out of Checkpoint Charlie during the Cold War in Berlin. Since I believe in the private ownership of thermonuclear weapons, Mexico could use some improvement there. My reasons for supporting private ownership of thermonuclear weapons is to protect our space colonies from asteroids and comets. At least in Baja California Norte, which is showing up on the left side of that map to the top, fireworks are openly sold year-round. According to a local couple in Ensenada whose YouTube channel is De Aventuras, this is up to an M1000, a full stick of TNT, which is slightly more powerful than dynamite, plus the M80. At least Baja California Norte has allowed alternative medical therapies literally for decades, and I am personally aware of these. According to the aforementioned Q RuPaul, all of the service stations across Mexico are full service. For those of you who have only seen a self-service station, this means an attendant pumps the fuel and washes your windshield. If you ask, they will even check your oil level and the air pressure in your tires, and they are not patronizing you. That is part of what they're supposed to do as an attendant. Like many predominantly Roman Catholic countries, including the Philippines, it is possible to bribe local officials to overlook minor offenses like speeding. Conversely, gay sex has been legal since 1871, since Mexico adopted the Napoleonic Code in 1871. Gay marriages are allowed nationwide, however, they are tricky in some states. Mexico has 31 states, which you can see, and one federal district, Mexico City, which is probably under my the other shoulder. Prostitution is legal nationwide, the whole country. According to Wikipedia, unregulated since 1940. There's at least one more large district I found out doing my research, the Zona Norte in Tijuana, plus similar zones in Mexicali and Juarez across the border, and the Rio Grande of the South from El Paso, Texas, which I referred to earlier. Controversially, there is abortion on demand up to 12 weeks in Mexico City, the federal district, and the state of Oaxaca in southern Mexico. The major development this month is that abortion on demand laws are all repealed in all the other 30 states on Tuesday, September 7th, 2021 by the Mexico Federal Supreme Court. This makes it abortion on demand up to 12 weeks across Mexico. This is unlike the aforementioned USA state of Texas, where it looks like we may have armed confrontations between FBI agents and FBI or anti-abortion vigilantes. When Donald Trump asked Mexico and Canada to negotiate NAFTA, the current Mexican president, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, asked a predecessor from a rival political party, Vicente Fox Quesada, to negotiate a new free trade agreement, which he did faster than the Canadians did. What a contrast. With a USA or Canadian passport, you go to the border, land at a port, or fly into an airport and get a 180-day visa renewable for about $20 to $25, depending on the exchange rate. No financial statements, character references, or letters from your local police agency are required. You simply appear, hand them your current valid and current USA Canadian passport, and pay the fee. However, despite its relative freedom, one reason that a Homo sapiens may be refused entry is an impaired driving convictions in the past decade. Mexican authorities take impaired driving very seriously. This would involve alcohol and/or drugs. In Mexico, throughout the whole country, it is a felony offense. Other convicted felons may also be denied entry. Conversely, you can live far better in Mexico for far less. After all, it is the land of mariachi music. Several places in Mexico have bull rings, which I've covered in a separate talk. It would help to learn Spanish. Stay out of the high crime areas like anywhere else, plus the gang control places like anybody else. Ladies and gentlemen, presiding officer, in which country are you better off overall? For me, it is Viva Mexico!
Very good. Thank you, Howard. Well done. Everybody, if you could take a moment and send Howard a comment via